I'm Jessica Gunn with the Clarksville-Johnson County Chamber, and we are here today with Jackie Verweebe. She is the Clarksville City landscaper. And so a couple of days ago, she called me and said, hey, she said, I have a pineapple growing. Would you be interested in that? And I was like, yeah, let's check it out. And so I went and I took a picture, and it's awesome. It's beautiful, and I've never seen a pineapple grow. And so it was just a neat experience and something that we can offer our Kansans to be able to see that. And so we wanted to share a video with you. We had a lot of different questions on how do they grow, and we'll get into all the questions as well, but we had a lot of different questions, so we thought we'd do a video with it. So this is Jackie Verweebe, and she is going to show us how to plant and how to care and grow your own pineapple.
Okay, first of all, you want to go to the grocery store and pick a good one. And by a good one, I mean you want the top to be pretty. You don't want this center to be out. Sometimes as it gets old, that will actually fall out and it won't grow. You want it to be healthy, green, and ready to grow. Okay, then you take your knife. You're going to want to cut a little of the meat part off with it, like that. I'll eat that later.
Yeah, right? I was going to ask if I could.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, so here we are. We got a little meat, okay? You want to take a pot that's not real big. You want it to fit in there nicely, but not be too big, okay? Get a little dirt. Okay, now here you want to set it down in there, right on top. And then you're going to want to fill in up to the neck there with some dirt. Okay?
Put your pistol right in.
It's all right. Everything I do has a little dirt on it. Okay, so you do that, push it down. Make sure your dirt is high enough that it's covered the meaty part completely. Okay? Then you water it in, set it in the sun, and wait to see what happens. Now, after a few months, once it's rooted, you're going to want to put it in a bigger pot. And as it grows, here's one that's a little older. As it grows, you're going to want to keep putting it in a little bit bigger pot and a little bit bigger pot. For a nice sized pineapple, it's got to have plenty of growing room. And here's the mother plant.
So what are these little things right here?
Those are some babies. Now, once it makes the pineapple and the pineapple turns yellow, and you want to make sure you let it ripen all the way. Once it turns yellow, you can just snap. These will just snap off. And then you do the same thing. Stick them in little pots, and then you got more pineapples.
So we can start our pineapple farms?
Yes. Now, you're going to want to grow this for at least a year. So,
okay.
In the winter, you can bring it in, put it underneath a lamp, a light. You can even buy a little grow light, but if you have a well-lit room, it'll do well in there. And by the next spring, it should start putting on a pineapple. Now, as you can see, the leaves on this are turning red. As it makes a pineapple, the mother plant will die. So when you see it starting to get some red in the leaves, you know it's about to make a pineapple.
Okay, so about, like you said, it takes a year to start producing the pineapple.
Yes, it should grow one whole season and get bigger and bigger. And then usually by the next spring, it's starting to make a pineapple.
Once it starts making the pineapple, what's typically the life cycle?
It takes, I would say, 3 or 4 months, maybe a little longer. I'm no expert. I know we grew one last summer, and by fall we were eating it. And the guy said it was the best pineapple they ever tasted. Because you get ripen it on the vine, not picked green and shipped.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
So when we're looking at this one, like there's all the little leaves down here, and then like looking at those, it looks like they're cut, or do they just fall off that
No,
way?
I cleaned it up. I cut them off, and not only that, but every time you pot your pineapple up into a bigger size pot, you're going to want to cut some of them bottom ones off, just because it will eat you up trying to get it in the dirt. It's got little barbs on the leaves. They're sharp. So I do that to trim so I can get a hold of it and get it out of the pot. And yeah, not cut myself to make it look prettier.
Okay. How often do you need to water it?
Well, when it's hot and dry, pretty much every day.
Okay.
But in the winter, when it's in the house, probably only every 4 or 5 days. Okay. Just check it when your dirt gets dry.
Then that's when it...
Okay. And fertilize it. I use Osmocote because it doesn't burn.
Is there anything else that we should know about growing a pineapple?
They really don't have any pests, so you don't have to spray it or worry about bugs. I've never had to any problem with that. So it's just fun to grow, especially for kids. Kids
Yeah.
are gonna love it.
Yeah, and especially, I don't know, you think of tropical, you think of trees, and so to actually see a pineapple plant, it's just,
Right.
it's crazy.
Oh, and we lemon trees are another thing that's real easy to grow, and you just bring them in the winter, and they make lots of lemons, lots.
So, real quick before we finish, Facebook, is there any questions that you would like to answer or like for her? If you would type them in the comments real quick, so then that way we can ask her more questions while we have her on the spot. So, one of the questions, it says, so this isn't something that you can put in the ground.
Once it starts making the pineapple and you can actually see it coming up, yes, you can go ahead and put it in the ground. As long as it's summer, I mean spring or summer, you know.
And that makes sense too, just because what you were saying, you have to move it in during the winter. So if you
Yes.
put it in the ground, then you'd have to go back and dig it back
Right,
up, move it to
right.
the pot.
But once it starts making the pineapple, like I say, the mother plant's going to die. So you can go ahead and plant it in the garden, let it get to its full potential. And then if you want babies for next year, you just break off those little ones on the side and start you some more.
And do they grow to the size of the pineapple that you had showed us earlier, or these?
The ones I've grown does not. And the reason being is they're in a pot and not in the ground. So they don't get full potential. But the one I picked last year was probably about like that. It was enough for me to share with all the guys I work with. Everybody got some and thought it was delicious.
So she had showed me the plant over at the recycling center. She has 2 of them planted in the ground. The one is already starting to produce, and that's the one that we had took pictures of and posted earlier. So like that one, that would get to full potential since it is in the ground?
Well, it had already started making before, so probably not. Now, the other one that I planted is
Okay.
young like this, so I'm hoping that it's going to grow in the next month or 2 and then start making a pineapple
Okay.
before it frosts, but we'll see. It's an experiment.
Are there any more questions? All right, well, thank you for joining us, and if you have any other questions, please contact us, and we can forward the questions to Jackie, or you can contact Jackie. She's Clarksville City Landscaper. So thank you for joining us, and until
You're
next
welcome.
time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.